much. I love you just because you make me so happy.
Can I kiss him yet?
I'm going to go with Angie yours, remember?
Yeah, I got a book.
Okay, and I'm going to leave a little extra. And you hold his hand if you can.
Okay. You came into my life at a time where I couldn't even possibly imagine my worth. I promise to give you my eternal loyalty and heart, for you are the only man I would ever need. I will love you, and I just want to thank you for choosing me. Because you chose me.
You call me a guy like I'm some thought ass nigga. You want a guy, bro? I'm worth more.
First
than
of
you talking about.
That's why I got you crab eggs and shrimp.
You sure you want to take it there? Talk to me nice, because I'm about to fuck you up. I really got anger issues because I'm short as fuck. I have nothing to live for. I will go back to prison.
On the pitch-black morning of April 16th, 2021, around 1:40 a.m., 35-year-old LUVENIA GARDNER ran through the streets of South Deering, Chicago. Over 70% of her body was severely burned, the smell of gasoline heavy in the freezing night air. Just 3 months earlier, she stood in a wedding chapel, pouring her heart out to the love of her life. Now, she was running for her single breath of survival, desperate to escape the very man she had promised forever to. So what could drive a newlywed husband to allegedly turn the woman he vowed to protect into a human torch? Stay until the very end. Because as we uncover the chilling truth behind that night, the final details of this case are even more disturbing than anyone imagined. To ensure Viv's story is never forgotten and that her voice continues to fight for justice, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement keeps her memory alive against the silence of domestic violence. LUVENIA Chennai Gardner Dangerfield was born on June 8, 1985, in Chicago, Illinois. From the very day she was born, she brought a soft, bright energy into a world that can often be incredibly cold. Viv was the absolute glue of her family. She was an old soul who loved deeply, but she also had a youthful spirit. She had a massive obsession with mermaids. She loved their beauty, their freedom, and the way they gracefully moved through the deepest, most turbulent waters. Her family said she carried that exact same mermaid spirit in her real life. She was vibrant. She was full of light. She honestly believed that if you loved a broken person fiercely enough, you could piece them back together. By her mid-30s, Viv was looking to settle down permanently. She wanted a peaceful life, a stable home, and a husband to share it with. She posted about her dreams openly on her Facebook page, sharing her hope of finding a deep, unconditional love. Then, in the spring of 2020, her path crossed with 31-year-old Henry Taylor. They lived just a block and a half away from each other in Chicago's South Deering neighborhood. At first, it was just a casual neighborhood connection. They would hang out, talk about their days, and pass the time. But slowly, feelings started to develop. Viv felt a spark, and the relationship turned into a whirlwind romance. But right from the beginning, there was a dark, heavy undercurrent. The relationship was never stable. It was a constant, exhausting roller coaster. They would have explosive, draining arguments, break up for weeks, and then passionately get back together. Henry was incredibly reactive. He had a fierce, volatile temper that could ignite over the smallest things.
Hey, bro, I'm worth more.
First
than you talking about.
That's why I got you crab eggs and shrimp.
You sure you want to take it there? Talk to me nice, because I'm about to fuck you up. I really got anger issues because I'm short as fuck. I have nothing to live for. I will go.
He didn't hide his past either. He had done time in prison for theft and stolen cars. He openly admitted that he was a hothead, and he blamed his bad temper on his short height, frequently telling people he suffered from short man syndrome. To anyone looking from the outside, Henry was a walking warning sign. But Viv didn't see a monster. Remember her mermaid spirit. Remember her endless empathy. Vive saw a deeply flawed, wounded man who had lived a rough life but desperately wanted to change. She believed her unconditional love could be the anchor that finally calmed his stormy mind. Despite the constant fights that left both of them completely drained, Vive made a massive, life-altering decision. In January 2021, less than a year after meeting, the couple packed their bags. They were heading to Las Vegas. Vive believed that stepping into a sacred marriage covenant would finally heal the cracks in their relationship and give them the fresh, permanent start she had been praying for since she was a young girl. She had no idea that she was walking directly into a trap. She thought a marriage certificate would act as a shield against the volatile rage that always seemed to hover over their lives in Chicago. But when you look closely at the footage of that chapel ceremony, a devastating contrast emerges. It is a contrast that shows the true, unequal depth of their commitment.
Here you are before family and friends, ready and willing to say yes, and I do, to forever. Not only do we say, I love you today, but I will love you for all of your tomorrows. And cherish each other all the days of your life.
I do.
I do. Beautiful. And then I'm going to allow you, sir, to go ahead and start with your personal vows to your lovely bride.
When Henry spoke his vows, the energy in the room shifted. His response was shockingly brief, detached, and surface level. It was a cold, shallow echo compared to Vive's deep devotion. But Vive wanted this to work with every fiber of her being.
LUVENIA, I love you so much. I love you just because you make me so happy. I really thank you for being in my life. And you just are so beautiful. And I really cherish and adore you because you are the one that I want in my life forever.
When it was Vive's turn to speak, she poured her entire soul into her wedding vows. You can hear the raw emotion in her voice.
I'm going to go with 10 to yours, my love.
Yeah, I got a book.
Okay, and I'm going to leave a little extra. And you hold his hand if you can. Okay. Take your time.
You came into my life at a time where I couldn't even possibly imagine my worth. I thank you now because you helped me grow. And although I never forget where I came from, I always remember where I'm going. And that's with you by my side. Because it's going to always include us standing next to each other and side by side. I vow to continue to inspire you as you have always inspired me. I promise to give you my eternal loyalty and heart, for you are the only man I would ever need. I'll listen to you. I'll nurture you. I'll fight, but I will be true. I will always do my equal share, and I will vow to never give up on you. I'll try my best to fulfill your every need. I'll walk hand in hand with you, but I will always give you your separate space to grow. I'll tend to you when you're sick. I'll build you up when you're low. I stand before our family and friends, and I'm going to say this from my heart. From this day forward, I'm here. I'm right here. So you don't let go. You're my strength, my joy, my everything. And when you feel like the world is crumbling, look at me, because I'm your rock. I will love you, and I just want to thank you for choosing me. Because you chose me. I love you.
She was laying down her heart, promising to be his anchor through any storm.
Perfect. Now don't kiss yet, you two, okay? Keep holding hands. When we look at the rings, we can see that they're formed into perfect round circles with no beginning, but more importantly, no end. As God intended it, when we place your wedding bands together,
In this fashion, they form the sign of infinity. May these blessed rings always be that reminder to each of you. Someone else carries your heart, and they love you just as much as you love them. I'm going to hand you your bride's beautiful rings here. As you recall, the band will go first as it will go closest to her heart.
Yes.
In the engagement. Here's her hand here. Take your time.
That's a nice ring. You like that? Now, man. Yeah, your man got style, baby.
It's so cute.
You always treasure your rings, like you'll treasure this moment, and like you'll treasure your marriage. Now before you, we have 3 candles. The 2 outer candles that are lit, they represent the 2 of you and your personal journeys before your wedding day. The center candle represents our Heavenly Father and your invitation to Him to come into your hearts, to come into your home, and to come in and bless your marriage. I'm going to invite you each to take the little glass container there and the candle, one, and we're going to light it together and just keep holding on to each other. Give us a little smile. We love that. You 2 look beautiful together. There you go.
Big man, my service. Big man, life right. Better
Perfect. As you continue to walk down the path of life, on days that seem dark or light, may you always turn to each other in times of sorrow or joy. Lean on each other as you enter new beginnings and continue to share all of God's promises with each other. It is truly now my great honor to pronounce you as husband and wife. You may seal your promises with a kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Taylor. Sir, welcome.
When they returned home to South Deering, Chicago, she legally changed her name to Viv Taylor. Almost immediately, a relentless digital footprint began on her Facebook page. Viv started a campaign of beautiful, positive posts, trying desperately to convince the world, and maybe herself, that the marriage was absolute perfection. On March 19th, 2021, Viv posted a picture online boasting about how Henry had surprised her with flowers and an edible arrangement on a random Wednesday. She called it a sweet gesture, a sign of a loving husband. Then, in early April 2021, she uploaded photos of a brand new upgraded wedding ring that Henry had given her. Underneath the pictures of the sparkling ring, she wrote about the peace of finally finding someone permanent, so you don't have to keep starting over in life. She typed out the words, "I always knew I was ready to be a wife. I have the heart, strength, and patience for it." It looked like a fairy tale, but behind the bright screen of her phone, the digital facade was masking a severe domestic terror. Henry's self-admitted volatile rage was spiraling. He was a man with a dark criminal past of theft and stolen vehicles, a hothead who felt the need to dominate everything around him. The edible arrangements and the shiny new rings were just a mask to cover the bruises of a crumbling reality. And very soon, that digital mask wasn't just going to crack, it was going to shatter completely during a live broadcast. On February 9th, 2021, just days after their wedding, a 38-minute Facebook Live video was broadcast to the world. It is a piece of evidence that is incredibly heavy and disturbing to watch today. Henry Taylor went live on his phone with Viv sitting right next to him. What was supposed to be a casual interaction with friends quickly turned into a masterclass in psychological manipulation. As they sat together, Vive spoke proudly about her close friends and family members who had graduated from college. Immediately, Henry's face shifted. A deep, intense bitterness and jealousy completely took over his demeanor. He began openly mocking her loved ones, callously telling the camera that they got their education out of a cereal box.
Bang.
What?
Courtney graduated college. Coco went to college. Cynthia went to college. They already went to school.
University.
They went to school, so I guess it's time they can.
Oh, you
know?
lied?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, and I'm not saying nothing's wrong because I'm proud of you. Don't get it twisted. I am proud that you went back to school. Don't get it twisted.
We upset because Courtney got a fucking education out of a cereal box. I don't care about who homie got their education. My homie got an education.
That's all that matters.
I don't care about what no other got. Yeah, my homie went and bought a Benz. Your homie, nigga. What you talking about? I don't give a fuck about nobody else, homie.
He over here on his live.
No, I'm on your live. Nigga. Matter of fact, I'm finna end
You ain't on my, you on your own live.
I'm finna end mine and get on yours.
You're a fucking hater.
What you talking about?
Girl,
My friend.
he's on his live.
My friend graduated. Your neck was like this.
That's how my neck was?
My friend graduated. Big head.
But the most harrowing part of the footage isn't just Henry's aggression, it is Vive's behavior. The video exposes the terrifying survival tactics she was already forced to use inside her own home. To keep him from exploding, Vive laughed nervously. She used a playful, sweet voice to soften his mood.
Boy,
Look at this crackhead, y'all.
I got real friends. Niggas getting education. Don't put me on your live because I don't fuck with some of them sucking ass niggas on your page.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to run into one of your. I'm waiting to run into one of your friends. I'm gonna open his motherfucking head up.
Baby, I put this thing on,
I'm gonna open his head up and set his ass on fire.
There you go. My bad, y'all.
Get that shit game, boy.
This shit's so much
I'm
fire.
gonna open this shit up and go live and be like, ah!
Baby.
I told you, bitch.
Hey, Bears. Hello, bro.
The Hall of rewards those who are loyal.
Yeah.
You know what?
Asked you to do, things might be different.
We finna goddamn it do an education test.
Thank you, Passion.
That's what it showed me, Vince.
What somebody said congratulations?
It's overrun with evil.
Cause you ain't really, we ain't married, y'all.
There's one little evil thing myself.
You got motherfucking now, too funny news.
Boy, we went to a photo shop. That's a photo shop.
Yeah, all right. Nigga a goofy.
To a photo shop, boy.
How do you Photoshop? You a goofy.
That's just, I ain't Photoshop. That was a motherfucking filter.
Did you say a filter? That's a nice filter.
That was a motherfucking marriage filter, boy. What you talking about?
Too slow.
It's quite the...
I went and downloaded the marriage filter on the iPhone, boy.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's like, yeah, we got married.
Boy, shut up.
Cool. Tell your mama to shut up.
Tell your motherfucking mama to shut up.
Your mama don't talk. Your mama do.
Baby, you don't want no more potatoes?
What's that?
I'm not gonna get all these potatoes, that's for sure.
Baby, I don't want all them potatoes. Your potato head ass,
Your mama
boy.
got them up. What you been doing?
Gee, I ain't had crab legs in so long.
I just had them. I eat these
It's been
motherfuckers.
about... Man, we
Yeah.
been at the old spot. It's been about 3 months since I had some
You know.
crab legs.
Cause he talking about me on his live, so I'm gonna get on my live and talk about him, but I end up
talk about
eating.
your mama on my live, bro.
Let me call her.
Your mama, look, let me say how petty she is. She won't send me no friend request. She'll be on the outskirts and be liking shit. You ain't even my friend. Then
Cause soon as she get on the phone, what she gonna say?
oh, he always posting stuff.
Henry!
I told her.
Henry!
That's how saying my name like that, we wind up pregnant.
I did just fart.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow, all I fool right now?
Yeah. Yes.
Bro, I'm gonna kick your ass.
He a crackhead.
Who a crackhead?
You.
I got you.
Y'all should see him.
I'm finna do you like I'm finna Bro, don't put me in your life, bro.
He over here banging this motherfucking corn.
I'm hungry. I ain't ate all day.
Yes, you did. You had a whole gyro
Bro.
and some okra. And
You bought me a gyro. I got some thought ass.
that's what the you wanted.
You want a gyro? I'm worth more
First
than I'm talking about.
That's why I got you crab eggs. That's shrimp. He an idiot.
Gyro.
You wanted a gyro, first of all.
I like one of them that sell weed and loose squares all day, and all they got enough money to do is get a gyro. I look like, bro. Stop playing with me.
Y'all could tell his mama was on crack when she had him, right?
Yeah, mama was good how she had me too. Come on, man, get me out your life, boy.
Boy, your life dirty as hell, bang. I need to use one of your things to hold my phone up because both my pops are right here. Oh, I got it.
What are you talking about?
No, can you open this for me, please?
I get a sip of it.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
She repeatedly tried to redirect his attention, asking him to do small things like open her soda, desperately trying to shift his focus away from his growing, dark anger. It didn't work.
Just a little bit, because you got...
Man,
No, it's my nails.
I don't want to touch
It's the nails for me.
Will you f***ing this? I don't have nothing on my hands dirty.
It's okay, babe.
All right, bet. Now, since I got to do this,
I said you can have a sip, but you got your...
3% tax.
No, but don't drink all my...
But listen,
I said you can have some.
you tell the motherfucking tax man, oh, don't take all my money. No, they just take your shit. You just shut up and get your money. And be
No, that's
quiet.
why I go to Indiana. Okay. He irritating.
I'm just saying, listen, baby, listen, just imagine this. Uncle Sam take your shit. You get your money, and you happy. Hee, I get the money.
Didn't I just give you...
I take a sip.
Didn't I give you 3%
I tax
tax?
you 3%. Then this, oh, you gonna take all my stuff?
I bought it. What about that one? That was your 3% when I bought it.
What you mean?
Your Pepsi. I bought you a Pepsi sitting right there. And I bought you iced tea.
Hey, my mans, you getting too loud. You getting too loud.
I bought you two.
Hey, you gonna have to speak to me. You gotta talk to me nice, baby.
Like this. I bought you two.
Yeah.
I bought you a Pepsi and an iced tea. Wrong, bitch.
Yeah. Next time you get into it with somebody, you just calm it down. Be like, hey, talk to me nice.
Because I used to say that shit.
As the live stream kept rolling, Henry dropped his mask entirely, becoming openly hostile toward his new wife. He looked directly at her and issued explicit, brutal threats that ring with terrifying clarity today. Talk to me nice, cuz. I really got anger issues because I'm short.
Like, that scared my be like, why is... Because I'm about to f*** you up. I really got anger issues because I'm short as f***. I really have the short man syndrome, and I'll be ready to explode.
Then came the moment that makes this entire case so deeply haunting. While bragging about a past street argument where someone hit their car, Henry looked calmly into the lens and boasted about his willingness to use extreme violence.
Like, when dude hit our car, and I was like...
I knew I knew I had to get out the car. Y'all, this man hit our car, right?
I am so...
He just got a truck too, by the way. But he hit our other car.
Listen.
This motherfucker get out the
Baby,
car.
listen, I am so peaceful. Why did I grab it
And start.
I'm
like, let me get out this car.
I'm like, don't make me.
Because we finna hit this man in the face.
What you mean?
Because the man was arguing with him.
Do what?
Like, we hit him. I'm like, yeah, let me get out.
I'm like, man, don't let me do this to you. I don't want to hurt you. What you mean, man?
Yeah, I really be saying crab up worse than this,
boy,
but I am on last. So I ain't gonna let y'all see how I
nothing to
really
live
be eating.
for. I will go back to prison. And I ain't going for a fight. I'm trying to break your motherfucking neck. And then stay there at the scene of the crime.
He uttered a line that foreshadowed the exact horror to come. I'ma open his head up and set him on fire. Yet, because of the cyclical nature of domestic abuse, the video ended in a deceptive, unsettling peace. Moments later, they were eating crab legs together, and Vive was telling her viewers that Henry was just goofy, funny, and very protective.
you. We didn't used to have fun. We have greater times now. We've been the same way since day one.
See, our relationship was funny as hell.
We've been the same. Like, it just progressed funnier, better. Like, I guess people always say you just really got to find, there's no such thing as a perfect person. But you have to find the perfect person for you because...
I ain't perfect for shit.
Me, that's my thing. Me
that's
neither.
That's my thing about me. I ain't no perfect.
And I do not, I've never told nobody you was perfect because you're not. My thing is, we go through shit like everybody else.
Oh, my mama.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, I ain't gonna say we go through shit like everybody else because we really don't.
We don't, yeah.
Like...
But we're not perfect is what I'm saying.
I ain't perfect.
You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect is what I'm saying. We do go through little shit. It will literally be months, like 6 months, 5 months.
It be like that?
I'm saying we won't even have an argument for 5 and 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Shut the because I'm the man.
Okay. But like I was saying, we're far from perfect, you know?
Yeah,
but
perfect. I don't never
he is the pervert for me. You know what I'm saying?
The who?
You heard that pervert for me?
The pervert? What?
Pervert for me. He is the perfect person for me because he goofy, he funny, he's caring, he's very protective. Your mama's a goofy. I can still be who I choose to be. You see what I'm saying?
Who is that? A goofy?
Yeah.
A straight goofy?
I haven't really had to too much change anything about myself. No.
Last time we argued?
She was completely normalizing the extreme terror that had just occurred. The most terrifying reality of this case is that Henry Taylor explicitly told the world exactly what he was capable of doing on February 9th. And just 2 months later, he would execute that exact threat in the dead of night. The day of April 16th, 2021, was supposed to be a day of celebration. But instead, it became the date that holds immense, tragic significance in this story. This specific day was the birthday of Viv's lifelong male best friend, Sean Stevens Jr. Viv and Sean shared a deep, platonic bond that had spanned years, and she wanted the world to know how much he meant to her. Throughout the day, Viv was active on Facebook. She was counting down the hours and minutes, publicly celebrating Sean, sharing memories, and expressing deep affection for the man she called her fave. To an ordinary person, it was a beautiful display of friendship. But inside the walls of that apartment in South Deering, it was a toxic psychological trigger. Sean was significantly taller than Henry. For a man like Henry Taylor, who was deeply fixated on his short man syndrome and carried a fragile, volatile ego, this public display of attention was too much to handle. His mind warped her innocent words into something sinister. The green-eyed monster of extreme jealousy completely consumed him as he watched his wife shower another man with public love on social media. The atmosphere inside the home grew heavy and dangerously claustrophobic. Late in the evening of April 15th, leading directly into the early morning hours of April 16th, Viv made one final definitive post on her profile. It was a sentence that gave a heartbreaking glimpse into the domestic struggle happening behind closed doors. She wrote, "I'm in a happy place in my heart, so I'm not going to let no one take joy from me." It was a quiet declaration of independence. Viv was trying to hold on to her peace, refusing to let Henry's growing rage drag her down. But her words only infuriated him further. As midnight passed, the argument began. Behind the locked doors of their apartment, Henry confronted Viv about the birthday posts. A screaming match echoed through the walls as his jealousy boiled over into a homicidal fury. For hours, the tension raged, with Viv doing everything she could to survive the night. Then, deep into the early morning hours, the apartment suddenly went completely silent. The shouting stopped. Exhausted and emotionally drained, Viv believed the terrible argument was finally over. She lay down and fell asleep, believing she was safe for the night, completely unaware that Henry was quietly stepping out of the bedroom to retrieve a weapon. She had no idea that Henry Taylor was standing over her in the dark. He was carrying a bottle of lighter fluid and a lighter. Without a single word of warning, Henry doused his sleeping wife in the chemical accelerant. Then he struck the match. Vive woke up directly into a living nightmare. Her body was instantly consumed by fire, the heat tearing through her skin in a matter of seconds. But even in the midst of the most agonizing pain imaginable, Vive's incredible strength and pure survival instinct took over. Driven by a desperate will to live, she broke away from her attacker and jumped into the shower. Then tore open the door, ran out of the apartment, and fled into the freezing Chicago night. She ran for 2 entire blocks through the dark streets, the cold wind whipping against her severe wounds. She kept moving until she finally collapsed against the doors of the Engine 81 fire station on South Hoxie Avenue, desperate for help. When detectives later executed a search warrant on the couple's apartment, the physical evidence left behind told the exact same brutal story. Inside the bedroom, investigators found the scene precisely as Vive had described to the emergency responders. They recovered a discarded lighter and a nearly empty bottle of lighter fluid. The paramedics at the fire station worked frantically in the back of the ambulance, doing everything in their power to stabilize Vive. Over 70% of her body had suffered severe, life-threatening injuries. Yet, as she fought for her single breath of survival, her husband was nowhere to be found. Henry Taylor had vanished into the pitch-black night, but he wasn't running away to hide from the law. He was already preparing to terrorize Vive's family through a series of chilling phone calls. While the ambulance rushed Vive from Trinity Hospital to the specialized burn unit at the University of Chicago Medical Center, her body was fighting just to stay alive. The doctors and nurses braced themselves for a long, painful battle. But while Vive was surrounded by medical machines, Henry Taylor was holding his cell phone in the dark, preparing a second, deeply cruel wave of attack. Henry did not call 911, he did not call an ambulance to save his wife, and he did not call the police to give himself up. Instead, he opened his contacts and looked at a specific target list. He systematically began dialing the phone numbers of the people who loved Vive the most. He called her mother, her brother, her sister, and her grandmother. What followed were a series of phone calls filled with pure psychological cruelty. As these family members answered their phones in the middle of the night, expecting a normal conversation or a late-night greeting, they were met with something deeply disturbing. Henry did not sound panicked. He did not sound sorry. Instead, he spoke with an eerie calmness. In each of these separate phone calls, Henry explicitly admitted to the family members exactly what he had just done to Vive. He told them he had set her on fire. He used his own voice to describe the horror he had just committed. He wanted them to feel the intense panic, the grief, and the helplessness of knowing their beautiful Vive was burning, all while he was safely running away into the night. He left them trapped in a living nightmare, listening to his cold voice before hanging up. By the time the family could even process the horror of those calls, Henry Taylor had fled into hiding. The Chicago Police Department Area 2 detectives quickly realized the absolute gravity of the situation. They launched a massive, urgent manhunt across the city. Officers searched his usual hangouts, checked with his known associates, and tracked his digital footprint. But Henry had dropped completely off the grid. The man who had just proudly bragged about destroying his wife's life had vanished into the shadows of Chicago, leaving a broken family waiting by a hospital bed, praying for a miracle that seemed further and further away. Inside the intensive care unit at the University of Chicago Medical Center, a silent, painful war was being waged. Vive was confined to a hospital bed, hooked up to machines that kept her breathing. The 70% thermal trauma to her body was catastrophic. Day after day, she underwent multiple emergency skin graft surgeries as doctors tried frantically to rebuild her damaged skin. Her body was constantly fighting off severe systemic infections that threatened to overwhelm her organs at any moment. Outside her door, her family kept a constant, heartbreaking vigil. For over a month, Her family refused to leave her side. They surrounded her bed with pure love, speaking softly to her through the tubes and wires. They refused to give up hope, praying for the vibrant woman who loved mermaids to find a way to swim back to them. But the physical damage was just too deep. On May 21st, 2021, after 35 days of an agonizing, heroic battle for her life, Vive's body could no longer sustain the trauma. LUVENIA Gardner closed her eyes and passed away. The light that had brightened so many lives was officially gone. In an instant, the legal reality of the case changed. Chicago detectives immediately upgraded the charges against her missing husband from aggravated arson to first-degree murder. With Vive gone, the pressure on the Chicago Police Department reached a massive boiling point. The community was angry, and a dangerous killer was still walking the streets. But just 5 days after her tragic death, a shocking development occurred at a local police station that no one saw coming. On May 26, 2021, just 5 days after Vive lost her heroic battle for life, the walls finally closed in on Henry Taylor. Realizing that the police perimeter was airtight and that he had nowhere left to hide, Henry walked directly into the Rogers Park District Police Station on the north side of Chicago and turned himself in. But if the detectives expected a man broken by guilt or crying for forgiveness, they were deeply mistaken. During his interrogation, Henry sat in a cold room while police cameras recorded his every word. He provided a full confession, admitting that he was the one who caused the fire. However, his statements lacked even a shred of genuine remorse. Instead of taking responsibility for the horrific pain he had caused, Henry tried to protect himself. In a calculated effort to lower his charges, he looked at detectives and uttered a deeply offensive, chilling phrase. "I wasn't even that close to her, and she went up in flames." It was a cruel, defensive lie. He tried to tell the police that the severity of Vive's injuries was just an accident of proximity, a mistake of standing too close, rather than a malicious, intentional act to completely destroy her. He wanted the world to believe he didn't mean to do it, even though he had carried lighter fluid into her bedroom while she slept. 2 days later, on May 28, 2021, Henry Taylor appeared in court for his formal bond hearing, facing the heavy charge of first-degree murder. The judge looked at the horrific evidence, recognized the extreme danger Henry posed to society, and ordered him held with absolutely no bond at the Cook County Jail. While the legal system began its slow march toward accountability, those who truly knew Vive's heart were left to navigate an unimaginable grief. Her lifelong best friend, Sean, whose birthday had been twisted into the catalyst for Henry's rage, shared his pain publicly as the weeks went on. On June 8, 2021, what should have been Vive's 36th birthday, Sean posted a tribute to her, writing, "I can't seem to form the words for a long paragraph. Happy birthday, Fav. I love you and I miss you till we meet again." Weeks later, as the reality of her absence continued to sink in, he shared another heartbreaking message on July 1st, 2021, stating, "Had I known the last time we talked would be the last time we talk, I would have never hung up the phone." Vive Taylor. I miss you, best friend. It was this deep, agonizing love from her family and friends that defined her true legacy. Vive's community focused on honoring the light she left behind. On May 22nd, 2021, just 1 day after her tragic passing, an emotional crowd gathered in Chicago. Together, her family, friends, and neighbors released an ocean of purple balloons into the sky. Purple is the color of domestic violence awareness, a symbol of peace and immense courage. As the balloons floated up into the clouds, they served as a beautiful reminder of the mermaid spirit that defined Vive's life. Henry Taylor tried to wash her memory away in fire, but Vive's story remains a powerful cry for justice, reminding us all to speak up against domestic terror before the digital warning signs turn into an inescapable reality. The digital world allows us to hide our darkest realities, If you look back at the wedding footage from January 2021, you see Vive smiling, laughing, and promising to be Henry's rock when the world crumbles. It looks like absolute bliss. But how do we, as a society, learn to look past the curated edible arrangements and upgraded rings posted on Facebook to see the violent isolation happening in real time? Vive Gardner spent her final months trying to love a broken man out of his darkness, presenting a picture-perfect life to the world online. But the terrifying truth of this case is that the most dangerous place for Vive wasn't the dark streets of Chicago at midnight. It was in her own bed, sleeping soundly next to the man who swore an oath to protect her. Rest in perfect peace, Vive. Your bright light, your beautiful mermaid spirit, and your fierce heart will never be washed away by the darkness of this tragedy. We will continue to share your story and stand up for your justice. To our incredible community, thank you for sitting with us through this heavy narrative and for helping us keep Vive's memory alive. Your support means everything to us, and together, we can make sure these voices are always heard. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.